Hey, Heather here with the Painted Playground, and I get to teach women. Ooh, I almost put my arm in my paint here. I get to teach women how to play with paint, and I am popping on this morning. Just wrapped up a week of our paint challenge, and it came up. Someone was wondering how to blend, and so I thought I would get on today and show you 3 different techniques that I use for blending. And of course there's more, but I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can blend your paints so you get a smooth line, or not a line at all actually, just a smooth blending of color from one color to the next. It's great for backgrounds or just playing around if you're making an abstract. And so yeah, I was just playing this morning a little bit in my painting sketchbook. I kind of have a drawing sketchbook, I have a ton of different sketchbooks, and a painting sketchbook where I just play with my marks, and was just getting on, pulling out some paint. And so, 3 different ways that we can blend our paints to get a nice gradient from one color to the next. So let's do that today. I am going to pull up a new page. So let me know. Hello for joining me. Thanks for joining me, and let me know where you're watching from. When you log on, if you're watching live, just let me know you're watching live. If not, if you're watching the replay, that's great. Let me know you're watching the replay. If you're missing out, you feel like you're missing out when you watch the replay, you can always there's a follow button that you can hit, and you'll get notified when we go live next, so you can catch me live. So let me pull this one out for you. And I am just using some acrylic paints. Just grabbed a couple of my favorite colors and a couple of different tools here. Let me see where I can put this so you can see it. Let me just pull you down. I figured it's always better if you see what I'm working on versus my face all the time. Let's see if I put that there. Okay, cool. So let's start. I'm going to start with this technique here. And I'm getting out. This brush is a little wet. This first technique is called a dry brush technique. So I want to get my dry brush out. This one's dry. I've got my blue. I wanted to get out a little bit more of this lime green because it makes a nice, really pretty combo with the blue that I have. I've got a little bit more of this I want to take out. Plenty to work with. So I've got a lot going on in my house right now. My studio is right next to my husband's office, and my daughter's working on some classwork. So let me know if you hear a lot of background noise, and I'll have to figure something out. We've got work and school going on right now. So let me know if you're someone that's got kids at home, husband's at home working too. We're making it happen, making it work. So let's see. I've got my dry brush, and I'm just using my small square brush, and I'm just going to pull some paint into my dry brush, get it up on both sides. I'm just flipping it around, and I'm just going to lay down some of my blue. I'm going to get it on there a little thick so I have some to work with. And then I'm going to go straight to my green. I'm not going to clean it out at all. And I'm just going to go back and forth. Blending as we go up. And just working my way down. Now I'm going to take off some of that blue and go right into my green. You can see a nice gradient there of the pure green going up into the blue, and I can actually now go back and forth. It's all about the play. It's all about having fun. And so I'm going to take some more of that blue, and I just want to get a richer tone of that blue up top. And I'm just working it back and forth, back and forth. So this is the dry brush technique, and it's using a dry brush, a couple of colors, and we're just working back and forth and really just blending it in as we go. So that's the first technique I wanted to show you. The second one is a watercolor technique. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, just cleaning up my brush a little bit first, and then I'm going to add some water to my paint. And it's really fun to get to use acrylic paints as watercolors by simply adding a little bit of water. And I'm not going to need much because this particular paint that I'm using is pretty thin already, but you're definitely going to see a shift in how the color gets laid down because I've added that water. So I'm going to start with my blue. Again, I'm going to start on the top, get a nice, see how that is, ooh, that's so fun. I just love the flexibility of being able to use watercolors. And now I'm going to grab a little bit of my green, just like we did last time. And go back and forth. And because I'm holding this up, I'm getting a little bit of a drip mark on there. But you can see it's got more of that watercolor effect. And I'm blending from that green up into that blue. Whereas this is much more concentrated with color. Adding that water in gives it that watercolor look. So we played around with some blending of colors and layering in our challenge and in our pop-up party that we had on Sunday. And if you didn't get a chance to see that, that is something that it's only up for 24 hours, and then it's been downloaded into our Inner Circle Club. So when you pop into our Inner Circle, which the doors are open to right now, once you join that, the pop-up party will be available for you to watch anytime. So now the third technique I wanted to show you is a misting technique. And I decided to use a thicker paint for that so that you can really see the effect. Because if I was to do it with the more flowy paint, it wouldn't make sense because this paint is already pretty flowy. So I'm using a thicker paint, and I've got two colors here. I've got my, what do they call this? I don't want to say pink. It's a magenta. So I'm going to lay this color down. Kind of thick. I'm going to get some more on there. Okay, and then I'm going to lay rinse my brush here, and then I'm going to lay some of my yellow down. And I've got a little spray bottle. So it's a nice gentle spray. You're not going to be able to see it, but depending on what kind of spray bottle you use, this is just I don't know, from the dollar store or something. This has a nice gentle spray. If you use like a spray bottle that you've used for a cleaner, that might be a little too powerful for this. Or if you get something from like Home Depot or something, like those more commercial brands, the spray might be just too powerful and not work as well. But we just want a gentle spritz. And I'm going to come back in. And again, I'm going to blend up. And I'm going to blend down. You can start to see how those colors are blending. And I'm just going to take some of that paint off. So it really just softens up and allows me to move around that paint some more. I'm just going up and down, blending, and I might add in, again, it's all in the play and all in what you feel you want to be showing up. And so I tend to just kind of play around and come back and forth, pulling in more color or taking color off my paintbrush. So I'm just going to add a little bit more yellow. And if it starts to feel like it's not moving and I'm not getting the effect that I want, just do want this to be a little bit more pink up here. Then I'll come back and add whatever color is needed. I'm just going to come back and forth. There we go. Now I'm getting a softer. I'm not seeing those lines as much. So those are 3 different techniques that you can use. The dry brush technique, the watercolor technique, and a misting technique. 3 different techniques for blending your paints. Great, again, for layering, if you wanted to make this into a background and you could, add a flower onto this, create this as a sunset. Maybe this is a day, during the day scene. Or if you just wanted to make an abstract and blend some colors together on your canvas as a layer, that works too. So 3 different techniques that you can play around with. Would love to see what you come up with. And yeah, and so right now, let's see, what do I got going on? I got to get going because I've got some prizes to give out for the paint challenge. And if you want to be a part of that, if you missed out on that and want to be a part of that, that all happens in my Facebook group, my free studio group. So go ahead and join that group and you'll find about, I'm not sure when I'm going to do the next one, but that is where I make the announcements for our challenges. So hop on over there if you want, and I'll be back on Thursday for another Facebook Live. All right, we'll see you again soon. Have a great day. All right, bye.